Good morning, and thanks so much for tuning into the trade setup. I'm Neeraj Shah. Let's take stock of the global news flow. Remember, the US markets were shut yesterday, so we don't have cues from there. But the gift Nifty seems to be indicating a start. Yeah, I mean, we could bring up the other cues, but essentially it's the gift Nifty, which is hinting at a muted start or a flat start at about 19,513. And I don't think anything else was anticipated, so bear that in mind. Um, yeah, I mean, some movements in the VIX may have happened, but essentially these cues per se, aside of the dollar index, are kind of meaningless today. So let's get straight to the trade setup in the session. Now, profit booking tendency is clearly visible at the higher levels of the Nifty as well as the bank Nifty. We started to see that in trade yesterday as well. And in fact, for a lot of people, the broader end of the spectrum, particularly the way the mid cap index behaved in the second half of trade, there's a fair degree of profit booking seen in a lot of sectors. The good part is that while other things on the BFSI space are kind of looking toppish, PSU banks have had a fabulous move the last couple of days. Yesterday and today, Milake, there has been a really strong move by the PSU banking space. And it's very likely from the way people are talking about it, both technically and fundamentally, that PSU banks may not essentially come off the cliff. The issue with stocks in the PSU space is that people believe, or people are always wary of a sudden downtick after a sharp uptick. Yes, some of the valuations may look stretched relative to what they've done in the recent past, but relative to multi-year valuations, they're not completely out of whack. If anything, some of them are very cheap and they may not come off the cliff. What is smart money doing? Well, aside of very select IPOs and bottom-up pockets, I think everybody's preparing for a margin recovery in the consumer names starting this quarter itself. So therefore, that is a pocket to watch out for. Including FMCG, uh, which may actually show some fairly strong margin recovery and thereby earnings growth, if not volumes growth. So that's to be watched out for. Yesterday, a clutch of stocks had some fairly strong price volume action as well. So on news, Eicher Motors on 9.2 times the 2-week average corrected significantly. Then Kaveri Seeds, Aster DM, IOL. The point is look at the volume jump, look at the bulk deals that are happening in some of these, and the kind of price movements accompanying these stocks. And that tells you a story or two about the kind of activity that is happening in the markets. FIs yet again were buyers, 2,134 crores, even if DI sold 785 crores. So the momentum continues. Like actually, I said this in the podcast that we may not see the same happening in July, but who knows, right? I may be completely wrong in that FIs are put in May and June upwards of 40,000. Who am I to say that they will not do that in July? Yes, the trends may reverse and it may be easy to say that, hey, how can the same thing get repeated again and again? But until the trend changes, why preempt? It's a serious amount of both global manufacturing and FI money coming into India. So until the party changes, let's play with it. Stocks to watch in the session today, a clutch of them. Firstly, LTIMINDTREE is the first one on my radar. It's going to replace HDFC in the Nifty 50 from July 13 as per NSC. Now, a clutch of other stocks also come into fray and they replace HDFC in various indices. But the more important one was LTIMINDTREE. So therefore, that's to be watched out for because it's the Nifty 50, the big one. Then some updates. And after Bandhan, we'll talk about IndusInd first. But first, Bandhan Bank, the Q1 update. So loans and advances were up about 6.7% at 1.03 lakh crores. Total deposits were up 16.6%, but retail deposits, that's a number that's come off, I think, at 5.9%. CASA ratio has come off 36% versus 39% QOQ, 43% YOY. And the CFO has resigned as well. So Nomura has this note on Bandhan. Uh, the title of the note is CFO resigns, soft Q1 update. We missed that word soft, but it's a soft pre-quarter update. The stock, they say, is trading at 1.5 times 1 year forward book value per share, a significant discount to its 5 year average multiple of 3.5 times. But this is the important line. And again, I think we've done an error by splitting the line. But the whole line is this, that while the derating is largely associated with the weak asset quality reported by the bank through COVID, it also reflects a wider loss of market confidence in the bank's sustainable growth and profitability outlook. The CFO resignation will be perceived negatively by the market, according to Nomura. Watch out for Bandhan Bank. It may well be a stock that will correct today. Then there is IndusInd Bank. Advances grew by about 21%. Deposits grew about 15%. CASA ratio at 39.9 versus 43. So not as much of a downtick as we saw in Bandhan Bank, but certainly a downtick for IndusInd Bank as well on the CASA ratio. But the loans and advances numbers looks okay. Then there is AU Small Finance Bank, the third one, which came out with the Q1 update. The uh, gross advances were up 29%, total deposits 27%, CASA deposits just about 14%, and the total CASA ratio at 35% versus 38.8%. Mind you, the gross advance number is still strong at 29%, just the point that relative to AU Small Finance Bank's history, it is certainly lower. Then the stock of the day could well be Genus Power. It was up about 9% yesterday, and now they've come out with a further announcement that they've signed an agreement with GemView Investment, which is an affiliate of GIC Singapore, for setting up a platform to fund smart metering projects. Um, The partners have committed to an initial pipeline with a capital outlay of $2 billion. GIC will hold 74% stake in the platform, while Genus will hold the remaining 26%. Genus will be the exclusive supplier to the platform for smart meters and associated services. Watch out for Genus Power, could well be a stock in focus today. Then Samvardhana Motherson is an important one too. They have said they will buy 81% stake in the four-wheeler business of Honda Motor Unit Company, Yachio Industry, at a valuation of 22.9 billion yen or 159 million. Now the thing is, viewers, that while I mean, it's a purchase announcement, yes, but brokerages believe that this is a big positive for Samvardhana Motherson because it's a strong fit for the company. They've bought it at a good price. It's in a good category, which is sunroofs, which is growing, and it helps the company increase the content per vehicle. It's not a, I mean, it is a relative to the size of uh, um, Samvardhana Motherson. It is not a very large one, but it's a decent one. So let's wait and watch for that. Um, I presume it could react positively, but let's wait and watch. There's some large fundraising announcements. Suzlon Energy going to consider capital raising on July 7th. IOC going to consider a fundraising via rights issue on July 7th, and Som Distilleries to consider raising funds via equity warrants on July 8th. Now, this is the nature of the bull market, right?